Hello, everybody. Normally she introduces the thing, but apparently she's there we go. There you are.
Hello, everybody. This is AVP or Alicia. So that's my husband that you guys saw before, Jack.
Mhm.
I think you should know him because he's been here, what, 3 years on here with me off and on?
Just about.
So, yeah, as you all know, that we are doing the Orville novella and we are up to chapter 8. And we found out it's a simulation.
That's it was all a simulation.
Poor little Otto, but his name's not actually Otto.
Nope.
So, this is going to be an interesting chapter indeed. I mean, a lot has happened in this. He had to deal with some Voldemort minions.
Well, they had. They had. He had grown up in 1930s, 1940s Germany,
Right.
and he got caught up in the movement and
Mhm.
started working for the guy Voldemort, and
Yes.
you know, and got himself a family.
Yep. Annalise and Alger.
And then one day, these inspectors from the Red Cross come in or something like that,
Yep. Yep.
and the inspection goes wrong. Somebody grabs a gun and tries to shoot Otto,
Mhm.
but he the bullet goes through him. Suddenly,
Right.
suddenly these Red Cross workers are like, end simulation, and then the simulation ends, and suddenly Otto's world has been changed forever.
Exactly. The only thing he has on him is this white robe that Kelly has put him in, basically, because if not, he would have nothing on.
Yeah, because everything, including the clothing, were all simulated. The only thing that was actually there besides him was the swaddling clothes he had when he was a baby. That
Right. A
that was
baby blanket.
left in
Mhm.
some corner.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, so that's why he wore the robe, because once the simulation went away, so did his clothes.
Mhm. Would you wanna live in a simulator world? I mean, as much as I know the world is a much of a mess, I don't think I'd wanna live in a simulator world for indefinitely if I could help it.
I'd like to know at least that I was living in a simulated world. I
That's
can live,
true.
and as long as it's not a bad world, I can live with it. You know what I mean?
I can understand that. That's
Yeah,
true. I mean,
yeah.
there's not a perfect world, I think, even in the simulator world, because
I mean,
Ed pointed out one of them. Yeah, was the raccoons eat you.
I'd love to play like Red Dead Redemption, like beyond the
Mhm.
VR thing, like but an actual simulation, but Red Dead Redemption. You know what I mean?
Right, that would be gorgeous to do, but, yeah, realistically, stay there indefinitely, no, no. I mean, as much as I wanna see, like, say, the Titanic or stuff
Oh
from my
yeah,
grandparents,
yeah. I
but
don't think I don't think anyone's going to be visiting the Titanic for a while.
no, especially with all the controversy, no, 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 no.
Yeah, um, the
But
sadness.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, as much as I want to be in that era, the 1900s like that, no, I'd want to be able to come in and out basically and just say, okay, in, out, boom, done.
So, so if you had a chance to go back in time, but you realized you couldn't go back to to the future, um, you wouldn't do it.
No, I want to make sure I can get out.
Okay, okay.
I want to make sure I can get out, especially if they don't have modern medicine. That's for sure. Even though
Well,
I'm allergic to a modern medicine, I wouldn't want to be around during that era. I mean, plus, who
I,
knows how they would react to me? They might be hostile too.
I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting maybe like the 1930s or something like that,
Sure,
and
that's
then and
fine.
investing in maybe Walt Disney or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure, that's totally fine.
you
The
know that
early Disney stuff. Mhm.
that way I can make money.
Warn him.
Oh, and
Yes,
maybe warn them about the yeah.
but yeah, who knows? But no, like I said, I think I'd want to be able to have a means to get out. I think that's how you'd probably feel too, saying, "Okay, I win the simulator, I escaped for a couple of hours, now it's time to go back to reality."
That makes sense. I mean, like, yeah, I know, people lives are, I mean, real life lives are, they got
Right.
families, they got friends, so
Mhm.
they probably got jobs.
True. And they probably have maybe family members that they want to say, okay, I took care of. Like for me, because I was a caregiver at one point, I think it just basically helped having that escape for a little bit of time. But then it basically settled my mind enough to say, okay, I can relax, I can chill, now I can go face the day.
Oh, you know what I would do?
Hmm.
I would get a high interest savings account. Put like $100 in there, and then
Right.
when I go to Back to the Future, um, I like, hey, I'd like to cash out. You know,
You
boom,
make a
$5
withdrawal.
million dollars, $5 million.
That would be cool if that could happen. Alrighty, I think we're stalling long enough, don't you think?
I think so.
Alrighty, yeah, this is going to be chapter 8 of Sympathy for the Devil. So yeah, this will be our final stream separated for now. The next one will be in California for the two of us.
Hmm.
So yeah. All right, chapter 8. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Ed and Kelly had prepared for this moment under the guidance of a specially selected team of Union psychiatric authorities. But now, when presented with the reality, it was hard not to feel a little helpless. As the artificial environment of the concentration camp pixelated itself out of existence, leaving the only bare, silver tone interior of the environmental simulator, they witnessed something akin to a non human mammal having a petrifying subjective mental experience, the emotional particulars of which were impenetrable to any outside observer. Thanks a lot, Seth. Jeez.
Impenetrable.
Blah! The exploitative installations that were once called, quote, zoos had been abolished for centuries, but seeing the abject animal terror on this man's face in this moment gave Ed and Kelly a taste of what it must have been like to see a tiger trapped in a cage. He wondered how humans had ever been able to suppress their compassion and to derive pleasures from the sight. The unpleasant recollection of the Cavalon incident flashed across Ed's mind. He and Kelly knew all too well how it felt to be on the other side of those bars. Wide-eyed in panic, Arte darted his gaze about, bird-like until he became aware of Ed and Kelly, cautiously approaching. He scrambled to a corner, his breathing fast and heavy, beads of sweat popping out along his brow. He pulled the rope tighter, obviously aware of his nakedness beneath his SS uniform, now gone along with his world. "It's all right," Kelly said softly, her hands outstretched in the universal gesture of peace. "You're going to be okay. I know this is scary, but I promise you, everything is going to be okay." Without warning, Adam lurched forward and vomited onto the floor. To his obvious astonishment, the mess instantly vanished, its molecules efficiently appropriated by the computer.
Mercer to Finn,
Ed said, tapping his comm.
we need you.
The simulator doors opened and Claire entered. Her green-filled uniform instantly provided a subtle sense of relief to Ed. Ed had requested assignment to the Orville because she had felt she could be useful to a new and untried captain with a less than perfect record, that she could be an essential guiding force as opposed to the nagging ship's doctor that a crew avoided like the plague. At first, Ed had been privately irked by the presumption that he needed an advisor or counselor to help him do his job. But in the past few years, he had become to trust and rely on Claire as no one else. He could not imagine captaining the Orville without the ever-present security of her watchful eye. Adam pressed his shaking form even more tightly against the wall, as if trying to move through it, as the simulated bullets had moved through his torso. Claire approached with watchful guardedness, slowly opening her med scanner and taking great care to avoid any sudden moves. She scanned Adam, who seemed both petrified and mesmerized by the little device with its glittering lights and glowing screen. "He's in shock," Claire said, at last turning to Ed and Kelly. "I wouldn't recommend transporting him in this condition. If he's this traumatized now, the expense of a shuttle flight into space could be even more on his mind than can handle." Well, we can't just leave him down here," said Kelly. I can sedate him, of course. We're only prolonging the inevitable. Ed weighed his options.
All right.
He said, he turned to Adam.
The doctor needs to give you some medicine. It's harmless. I promise.
However, Claire had taken less than 2 steps before Adam frantically scrambled to the other side of the simulator, huddled in the far corner. It was clear this was going to be much more difficult than they had hoped.
Claire,
Ed asked with reluctance.
can we? Can he handle a stun?
He can, if that's what you think is best.
His military training is real. I think it would be easiest.
Distasteful as it was, Claire agreed. Ed nodded to Kelly, who reached into her satchel and extracted her pulsar. I'm sorry, she said with genuine empathy as she raised the weapon and aimed it at him. His eyes widened momentarily, and then the quick, merciful blast rendered him unconscious.
Okay,
Said Ed.
let's get him out of here.
As he and Kelly lifted Adam's limp body, Claire noticed something on the floor at the far end of the simulator. Upon closer examination, she found there was a small pile of clothes. She picked it up. Baby clothes. A light blue blanket. Her breath caught as she was what she was holding. The clothes in which baby Adam had been swallowed in when he had been left here so many years ago. The simulator had, of course, preserved the items, and now that the program was deactivated, they were all that remained. Claire stuffed the clothing into her medical bag and hurried out. Ed and Kelly hauled the sleeping Autumn down the corridor toward the lifts. They passed large glass windows that looked in on the well-equipped but long-abandoned labs, perfectly preserved save for layers of thick dust. Claire joined them as they reached the lift, and Kelly hit the touch panel, surface level. The lift ascended, and they soon found themselves once again surrounded by the bright, arid expanse of the planet. They carried Adam into the shuttle, strapped him in, and shortly thereafter they were airborne, en route to the orbit of Orville and all the uncertainty that lay ahead. Ooh hoo.
Dun dun dun. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's in shock. He's no
Mm-hmm.
longer even Otto. He's Adam now. Um, he doesn't know what to think of any of this. I would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's very
he's
true.
he's probably traumatized at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's very true. I mean, I think about certain things where people found out something wasn't really true, and it just makes their mind just snap.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this is what's happened to poor Otto slash Adam. His mind has snapped in some kind of way. And I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that. I really don't know.
yeah. I don't know either. So
I mean, maybe he can get the medical help. Maybe we can find out why he was left in the simulator. I mean,
well, that's the mystery now, right?
exactly.
Either that, or it's just going to be about him trying to acclimate to the world, the real
Maybe a
world.
little bit of both, too. I mean, all we know is that he was somehow left in the simulator as a child, as a baby. Why was he left there? I mean, right now we've got so many questions now. Like, why was he left there? How long had what happened to his parents? Was any of that true about the simulator life? Like, was he abandoned as a child?
Well, I mean, wait till he has to come to the terms that his wife and
That's
son
true.
are
That's
not
gonna mess with
real.
him. That would be really hard. I'm sure for me, if I were to find out that my whole life had been a simulator, I
Like,
would be pretty pissed.
yeah. What's that Jim Carrey movie?
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show. Um, something like that, where it's like you find it, you figure out there's more to everything, and then you want to go out there and explore it.
I think about there was this one movie, I haven't seen it all, but I know it's called, I think, Stranger Than Fiction. And basically, this guy's living his normal day to day life, but then he finds out that an author is literally unknowingly writing his life story. So whatever she types into the story will happen to him in real life.
Okay, interesting.
So that was an interesting one because he had to tell her, why did you stop writing? And I think eventually she has to tell, you know what? You write your own story. I'm not writing the story anymore. You take your own path in this case.
Right.
Because
But
he
yeah,
noticed that, like, this is really weird. Like, Wait a minute, I can't go any further from, I think it was his room or something like that. And somehow he found, because I think he heard this narrator voice and like, whose voice is that?
Right. It's Morgan Freeman.
That would be an interesting person. So, who would you want to narrate your life if you were telling like a autobiography type story kind of thing?
Maybe Patrick Stewart.
That's a fun choice.
See, who do I li- whose voice do I really like? I don't know. Maybe Patrick Stewart
Okay.
Or Morgan Freeman.
I don't know. I mean, I know I say Seth MacFarlane, but there's a
Ooh,
lot of good
ooh,
choices.
ooh. Samuel L. Jackson, but he has to use
Ooh.
the word motherfucker more than once.
That would be an interesting twist, that's for sure. Like, wait a minute here. That would be an interesting twist. Oh. I know a good choice too. Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah, he's got a good voice.
So yeah, but that would be really, like I said, I feel sorry for Adam in this case, but yeah, to find out his whole life has been a simulator. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's certain things of my life, sure, as much as I wanted to be quote fake and say, oh, it's made up. Certain things I definitely don't want to be fake, if that makes
Right.
any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's some things I wish I could, like in the movie Click, where he has the remote where he can speed through things, but then he has to realize, no, as much as I want to speed through life, it's time to slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, as much as I want to speed things along in my life and say, oh, I could just skip this or that, no. I think I'm all about the adventure, saying, okay, let me try this, let me try that.
Makes sense.
So yeah. Alrighty. Any other thoughts?
Well, renew the Orville.
Indeed, we do. Because
Um,
I looked over
I
the San Diego Comic Con. I don't know if they're going to be there or not.
I don't think they're gonna have a panel this year.
Right.
Yeah, I need to actually like look through some of the Comic Con stuff because that's gonna be coming up.
Right. Yeah, because
See what's out there,
right, because I know tentatively I will be out in the San Diego area during that week.
and hopefully maybe there's a movies pop up we can go to.
That'd be nice. But yeah, like I said, everybody, this is my final stream of the Orville novella from here in Maryland. The next time we do an Orville novella stream, I will be out there in El Cajon. Me and Jack will be doing a stream there.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have different backgrounds. So I may still have this one that's behind with nothing behind me, but it will be different, very layout differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went on Unreal Engine and I built myself a castle with
Nice.
interiors and everything, and I plan on using that as my background, like
Very cool.
just like stills of that.
Yes, exactly. Who knows? I might do something with the Orville stunt kind of thing. I don't know, but because he has my green screen kit, it's already out there. So we got to unpack it. We got to set it up. How we're gonna do things. But yeah,
Still
it's
working on that.
happening. It's happening, folks. You'll get to see us next time on the same stream.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I don't know if we'll be on the same camera stream kind of thing, but you'll at least see us in the same room somewhat.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, we were going to be doing chapter 9. After we do that, after I get settled soon afterwards, we might start going back to Jackbox games. And yeah, and I think eventually Jack and I are going to go back to our history of film one too. We're going to
Hmm.
be rebranding that. I mean, we really started with
And
our good friend NB Geek, and now we're going to be making our own version of that.
yeah, and I don't know, possibly like a California history thing. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of chewing on that.
Right. Just like I still want to tentatively do that one about Disney's unanswered questions one too. Jack will and I will help tweak it out a little. And we'll definitely do some more Orville not watch parties, but we want to make sure we finish this novella first. I think we want to make sure we have all that finished. And we also have our good friend Todd's
Orville Inked.
Orville inked comics. We will do those too. We have his blessing to do those. Um, Orville interviews and stuff like that. I gotta get that set up, but they've been very very kind and says, hey, you just get settled, worry about your move. Once that's all taken care of, then we'll talk about you doing an interview with us.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's everything.
Awesome.
So yeah, we just need to renew the Orville, folks.
Renew the Orville.
Come on, Disney, get it together, mouse.
I know there's some strikes going on, but I mean, yeah, I know you guys are losing money, but like, pretty sure you made some money off this last season.
Yeah, I mean, because it was one of the top rated shows off and on. It was like in the top 10 almost week after week. So
I mean, you started out in Hulu, and then you were like, oh, let's just put it on Disney Plus and see how it does.
So Disney, we're asking you, pleading with you, get your strike taken care of with your writers and all that, with the other writers out there. Get that taken care of. But please renew our Orville.
Mm-hmm.
We need more Orville again.
Yes, and then once all the strikes are done, then we'll. I mean, we waited 3 years for season 3. We'll wait a little. We can wait for season 4.
Right, and hopefully we can get some more Orville comics, not just Todd, but maybe some from David A. Goodman and David Cabeza and them again. I hope we can.
That'd be nice too.
That'd be wonderful. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna just wrap up here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you that will catch the replay. So yeah, see you guys later.